You know, you and I can afford to send our kids to private school. I don't know if your kids go to private school or not. Okay, so they go to private school. This morning, a guy sends me this video. And if you listen to this lady speak, I hope I have this video to send it to you. Is this it? Oh, this is it, Rob. So I'm listening to this lady this morning, and I'm feeling so bad for her, because how many people in America can afford to send their kids to private school? Rob, while you're finding this clip that I just texted you, I'm going to pull up the stat. How many kids in America go to private school?
I think 7%, 7 or 8%.
Is it really 7%? Okay. Okay. 11.2 million students were enrolled in private schools in the U.S. Okay. So if the number is, say, 7%, that's not a big number.
I think it's 7%. Let's just check that.
Here it says 10%. Pew Research, okay. About 10%. Okay. So about 10%. 90% are going to public school. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't mean they choose to do that. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're sending you to public school. And I watch this video. Watch this video here and look how this mother, you can feel her pain. And she doesn't speak good English, but she speaks good English, but she has an accent. Just listen to what she says. Go ahead, Rob.
She was the girly girl in the house. She used to dress up as a princess. She loved to dance, sing, and she was very artistic. When she was 13, she's starting to go into social media. I noticed that she was sort of depressed because she's starting to herself, and I seek for help. The first year in high school, freshman year, she met this other girl who was going into transgender. She was the one who was telling her that she was depressed because maybe she was not a girl. She was invited to go to an LGBTQ group at school. I didn't know about it. She asked everybody in the family to call her Jay. So I did. Jay, okay, we called you Jay. If you're happy, we call her Jay. She was not happy. And then she came up with Andrew. And that's when DCFS was involved. Because I didn't support all the changes that she was telling everybody, that she was transgender, and she was in the process of it. When DCFS was involved, the school psychology wrote a note saying that my daughter was better off out of my home because we were not supported towards the change. Yale.
By the way, the Department of Children and Families, right? Yeah. This kid's going to a public school. The average family can't afford this. So, question for you. You moved to Mississippi from UK. Talk about the average family. How does the average family fight the manipulation and the gaslighting that many of our current educational system public is trying to do to their kids?
Even in a notionally conservative state like Mississippi, where people vote overwhelmingly conservative, you get this agenda being pushed. You get bureaucrats in the Department of Education not only pushing the wrong values on families, but teaching the wrong version of America's history. I think you need to recognize there's only one way, Patrick, of dealing with this.
How's that?
You've got to give every family in America the choices that today only rich people have. And there's a very simple way of doing this. At the moment, it costs people in Mississippi, through their taxes, about $12,000 a year to educate every child. Why not give mum and dad control of that money? Why not allow school choice?
They're not going to do that.
So, they're doing it in Florida.
I know they are. I mean, that's certain states, but
they're doing it in 12 states now. Why not do it in every state in America?
Okay, out of those 12 states, how many of them are red states?
Most.
Okay, that's the problem. So a lot of people are living in blue states, right? So you got California, you got New York, you got Illinois.
Well, hold on a second. Parts of Florida used to be blue. Once you give people school choice, and once ordinary people, particularly people on low incomes, understand that school choice means that they get $10,000, $12,000 a year, taxpayer money that they can spend on a school of their choice, you make a lot of blue parts of America go red pretty quickly. One of the reasons why I would say DeSantis has been so successful in Florida and has such a huge majority support is because of school choice. It's created a new conservative coalition.
We came here for him.
A lot of first generation Floridians are solidly behind conservatives now.
Oh, we came here because of his policies. Yeah. We liked it. I lived in Texas 5 years, 24 years in LA, minus my time in the military. So I like his policies, but talk to the families that are living in a state, California, 30 million people live in that state, right? They say we're the 5th largest economy in the world, 6th largest economy in the world. New York, Illinois. What do I do? So one is, all right, make sure you vote for somebody that can change his policies. Fine. What if that doesn't happen? My kid is 10 years old. 8 years policy change is not going to happen. What do I do the next 8 years?
A lot of people, you know this, are doing the one thing you're free to do, which is to move. There's a huge migration of people out of California and New York to southern states. One of the reasons I chose to come to Mississippi is because I think you've seen this southern success story. That we all know that 150 years ago, the American Republic was saved by the North. It's the southern US that's now going to save America, because the southern US has got low taxes, limited government, school choice growing, and that has become a model that other states around the country will eventually have to follow. America's 50 different states, a laboratory of experiments. The southern experiment, and particularly the experiment in southern states with school choice, cannot be ignored. Eventually, other states are going to have to follow. We're not there yet. Mississippi doesn't yet have school choice, although we're now surrounded on 3 sides by states that have school choice. Texas famously doesn't yet have school choice, although my good friend Corey DeAngelis is going to make sure that happens. School choice is coming to the South. Every family in the southern US will soon be allowed to control their share of public tax dollars. Once that happens in the South, the pressure to do it in other parts of America is going to become unstoppable.